This
Which
is
one?
episode 24. This is
Dude,
episode
that's actually kind of
24.
crazy that we've been doing this for almost 25 weeks straight.
Yeah, I agree. I don't even know how to work this thing sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like this liveness.
The Instagram is definitely not live, but
Yeah, I know.
this today we'll talk about fix and flipping specifically because I literally just talked to a
Yeah.
real estate investor 20 minutes ago, and his strategy is trying to get into the fix and flipping game. But he did ask me a couple good questions. He asked me how to get funding, and if did the chicken come before the egg? Like basically, he asked, should I get financing squared away first, or should I find a really good deal first?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I've done over almost coming up to, I don't know, 85 flips now and many transactions in real estate. Bought and sold a whole bunch of things. And so when I first started, the best piece of advice that I got was that you got to do both. So not only do you have to network for lenders, but you also have to network for leads as well. So my answer to that question would be join your local RIAs, your meetups, and really put yourself out there on social media because you can't be in business if nobody knows you're a business, simply put, right? So like you don't see McDonald's or Burger King not have a sign on their store saying that, they're not Burger King or McDonald's. Same thing with you. You got to be doing that and also just growing your network, finding wholesalers, talking to agents to see if they have leads. For wholesalers, you want to get on their buyers list. If you ever see a sign when you're driving down the road with like, we buy houses, we buy ugly houses, just call that number, text that number, and just be on their buyers list. Agents, you want to have a criteria when you talk to them. Not all agents likes dealing with investors because they just have a bad rap sometimes. And you want to target 60 days or more on the MLS, like houses that's been on the MLS for 60 days or more, preferably 90, but you can get away with 60. And so you got to do like both things: find deals, find lenders, talk to lenders. With lenders, you're going to have to present yourself in a more professional manner. You don't want to present yourself like, hey, my name is Joe and I want to buy houses. Okay, cool.
What does that
Like,
mean?
yeah, what does that mean, right? That means, so how do you approach this particular conversation is if you are in the market to find a lender, have the intention to build a credibility packet. Now, the next objection that you're probably going to throw at me, what if I don't have any experience? That's completely fine. Just study enough and build a plan. Make a plan, like saying, this is my plan. I will buy a house at this particular buy box with this particular offer structure, and I'm going to be doing this kind of repairs, and then I'm going to take this long to do it, and then I'm going to sell it for this price, and then this is how you get paid as a lender and you're secure by first position. So like you really have to do your homework. You really have to build out a credibility packet, and you can just obviously AI the shit out of this if you guys want to, and it will give you a whole bunch of answers, and you just got to fill in the blanks. So there's really no like good reason or good excuse to not to do all this now these days. But that's my answer, long-winded answer to that guy's question. Basically, do both.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, right? Like, I kind of want to show my screen because
Yeah, do
the
it.
the credibility packet thing is huge, but
Yeah.
also, how you said that there's bandit signs. So like, if you go to Google and let's say we're talking about my old market in Kentucky, sell my home fast, Louisville, Kentucky. So I'm literally typing in what a distressed homeowner would type in, right? Where sell my home fast. And you'll see all these local comments. You can tell that I was creeping on these websites here. And like, let's say we go on this guy's website here. Literally, these guys are 100% wholesalers. Now, do they flip? Absolutely, right? These guys are crushing it. This guy has like bandit or not bandit sides, but those billboards. He has billboards all over Louisville, Kentucky, and this is a very famous bridge. It's the Yellow Bridge on Second Street, so very familiar with the area. And he literally has contact us, and like this phone number is not just for homeowners in distress, But if you were somebody that knew what type of property they wanted to buy, either a fix and flip or a rental, you can call these guys and say, "Hey, saw your website. Obviously, you're probably a fix and flipper slash wholesaler. Do you have any deals that kind of fit this criteria?" And if they don't, make sure you get on their buy box, right? Like their buyers list. This is super easy. Like finding people to sell your to sell you deals is like all over the place. That's the easy part. Finding deals is the easy part, I think,
Yeah.
with flipping. They're all over the place.
I think also lenders is all over the place too as well. Like you can just basically type in hard money lender space, your city, your state. You'll find a whole bunch of hard money
Tons.
lenders.
There's nationwide ones, there's local
Yeah.
ones. I like doing local, right? So like hard money lenders, Louisville, Kentucky, and let's see who pops up. So these are obviously people that run ads. These are
Yep.
sponsored, right? So if you guys don't know what PPC is, this is basically what PPC is. When you're running a digital bandit sign on Google, and then you'll see these guys like Kentucky Private Lending. I've done a couple of deals with them, and then SurePoint Equity, one of the best hard or private money slash hard money lenders in Louisville, right? I've do a ton of deals with them. But let's say like you're clicking on SurePoint Equity's page, and you go in here, you can literally call them eight
Yep.
eight eight 445 flip and just talk to them, and then you can look at their process, right? This is like free advertising for Jordan Pone, like what's up,
Yep.
bro? And then like basically it's just it tells you what the steps are. Like call them, we'll send you a checklist of items needed to loan the money, and then we'll contact you within 24 hours with your loan approval details. Super easy. Like this is their whole job is to lend you money to buy real estate deals, and you pay them interest. That's basically like how easy it is. But you can literally just Google all these people.
Yeah, very easy. I mean, the thing is with that too as well, I will say that you kind of want to meet, no, not kind of, you actually want to meet your lenders just to see face to face, get a name to a face, and just really get a vibe of if you actually want to work with this lender a long period of time or not. So that's what I would do. My first hard money lender was Lima One
Yep,
Capital.
they're pretty good
And
rates.
they're not bad when I first started. So I believe they were like at a 10 or 12% when I first started as a no experience. So I'm sure it may have gone down or up. I don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't used
dude,
them a
they
lot.
quoted they quoted me for 7.5.
Oh wow, that's pretty good. That's
Yeah.
real good.
So yeah, because obviously, like for them, experience is 5 deals or more in a year.
Yeah.
So, and once you have all that like proof of concept, and you show them that you flipped houses and you haven't gone
Mhm.
bankrupt, they'll lend. They'll lend at a lower rate.
Yeah.
Plus, they'll lend more money up front. So, can you explain like how that works with like hard money and like they'll cover purchase price, reno.
Yeah. So it depends on the lender. I would also ask about how they do their terms. Like that's the one thing that you should be aware of. My lender does 70% of ARV. So if I buy it at, 50% ARV, he'll lend up to 70% all at the jump, like at closing. So I get all that cash at closing. Now, Lima One Capital, when I used them, they did like I think like 80 or 75% of the purchase price, and then you had to come up with the remainder of
Yeah.
100% total, and then they will fund 100% of the renovation, but in draws. So to give them a scope of work, a payment schedule be submitted to them, and then they'll check on those deliverable dates to see if you actually did everything. They'll send out an inspector, which you had to pay for,
Yep.
and it's like $200 or whatever, and then
Per draw. Yeah.
per draw, yeah. So you better make sure that you get that stuff all done, and that's $200 just to look at your work. And then if it all checks out, then you get paid the money minus $200, and then life goes on until you finish the project. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you just got to be aware. And another good point here is points. Points are a percentage of the loan either paid on the front end, meaning at the first closing, or the back end when you sell it. So all that means is, let's say you borrow $100,000. Let's say it's 2 points. It's going to be $2,000 to borrow that money, either on the front side of the loan or the back side of the loan, whatever the lender deems necessary. It's all like arbitrary. It's all just like hearsay. So that's what you guys should consider when you talk to lenders. Normally, they have a 6 month 2 1 year time frames, short term loans. They don't really go past that unless you're like having need an extension in the middle of your renovation. So, and that will also cost points too as well, and maybe some penalty fees. So you just got to talk about that. That's
Yeah,
basically
yeah,
it.
good question. Because I had to extend one of my loans and I had to pay two
Yeah.
more points up front to extend. And I was like, oh, this sucks, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Lima one specifically, they used to do like above 90%.
oh,
And then after like, you know, the market kind of like got really shitty and like people were
yeah,
getting cooked, they stopped doing 100% to like 90% financing. So now that's under 90% of the purchase price, because they want you to have some sort of skin in the game.
of course.
But, you know, of course, there's other ways around that. So people are saying, so what people are asking me is like, so I'm looking for financing to get my first flip, and these lenders are only covering 85% of the purchase price.
Mhm. Yep.
So in their mind, it's they need to bring 15% down to close.
Yeah.
So how would you kind of structure that if you didn't have money of your own to do a
Yeah.
flip?
Yeah. That's a good question. Go back to the original topic here. How do I fix and flip a house with zero money? Um, there's a couple of ways you can do this. But before I say this, I don't suggest you not put money or skin in the game on your first fix and flip because you can cause a lot of damage if you don't do it. I recommend you go down, testing the theory with your own money so you don't burn anybody else. But let's say you've already passed that. Let's just say here are the two different reasons. You can also get the seller to finance it as one. So if you don't have the 15%, maybe you do a situation where you can have the seller be in second position. So first position is your lender, and then the second position is your seller. Now, depending on the rules of your lender, they may or may not want to do that. So you just got to be very aware of the fine print of what the lender requirements are. The second way you can do it is get a private money lender or a friend and family lender to spot you that 15%. One way you can, that's two ways you can do it. Um, I don't think I have a third way. The other third way is like basically you pay for the 15%, but obviously that's not the case. So,
Yeah, yeah,
you
there's
have any,
it's
yeah, yeah,
you you pay for it yourself,
yeah.
or
You get somebody else to pay for it.
you get the seller to pay it, or you get a friend and family, which is a private investor, to do it,
Yeah.
right? And then like you'll see a lot more offers nowadays in the wholesale slash like home buyer companies. What they're doing now is they're doing a get paid now, get paid later offer,
Mm,
which is better than a cash offer because usually cash offers for wholesalers or flippers are super super low. So what people are saying is like, okay, hey, how much money do you need to like move out of your house so we can like do work on it? And they'll
yeah.
say, oh, I need like 5 grand. It's like, okay, cool. What if I gave you 5 grand today to move out, and then we actually bring all the money to fix and flip it? So like that
Oh, I see what you're
five
saying.
grand is significantly lower than trying to
Yeah.
borrow 200 grand at once. It's like a novation essentially where you give them some money to leave and then you bring in the 30, $40,000 to renovate and then you list it on the market yourself and then they get paid like a bigger chunk on the back end. So
That's a good way to do it too, as well. Yeah.
different strategies to kind of make it work depending on what the seller wants.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on also your level of control. At that point, the seller is still
On
on
the
the
deed,
deed. Yeah. And I don't know if
tons of paperwork that you have to deal with for sure.
yeah, I don't know if the seller is gonna want to take a construction loan out of their name too as well to do the renovation.
Well,
Unless
the seller wouldn't do that though. Like more than
yeah.
often than not, we'd borrow money from someone else,
Oh, like a private money
and
lender?
yeah, and then like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we would renovate it with their cash instead.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, you can do it that way. Uh, I mean, at the end of the day, you can also not go down the hard money route. You can always go the seller finance route, right?
That's true.
Seller will be the bank for you guys, and you can just borrow the money for renovation or whatever you need. So that way, it's a lesser amount and less risk involved and less monthly payment. So if your renovation is like $50,000, you borrow $50,000, and Well, if he has no debt on the property, like the seller, if it's free and clear, then that particular private money lender can be on first position, right? Or it could be second, depending on how you can structure it. But that's a lower risk strategy instead of borrowing like $200,000 all at one time. So
Yeah, and the reason why we say this is because when you're borrowing money from like a hard money lender or something,
yeah,
the interest rates on these loans is not what you would see in like the normal housing market. Like I think the normal
conventional. Yeah,
housing market it's like what 5 to 6%.
it's like six
Like
percent now. Yeah,
yeah, like you're paying like 10, 12, 15% depending on your experience and who the lender is.
yeah,
And those fees add up, especially when you're buying like more expensive homes. Like we're literally talking to a seller now. It's like she wants like 200 grand. It's going to be $70,000 in renovations.
yeah. It's a lot.
So, we'd have to borrow like, over 270 because of holding costs, right? Like we borrow more money ahead of time now instead of borrowing how much we think we need because you still have to pay the taxes, the insurance, any utilities, any of that BS, and then you have to pay the interest of the loan that you had. So a lot of people don't put that in their calculations when they're trying to like borrow money. So
Yeah, it's the that's the holding cost and the lending costs that are associated with fixing and flipping. I did a whole video on that in the free school community that we have. And so if you guys are interested in it, just click the link in the descriptions that we have in our videos. So that way you guys get locked in before we put a price on there because we are about to do so. Because yeah, there's another question that that guy had too as well.
yeah, so for him, so he works like construction, I think. So
Ah, okay.
basically, what he's kind of worried about is like, hey, I don't have the money for the down payment. So he's more concerned about private money.
Yeah.
And, I was trying to talk to him and say, like, there's so many different types of private money lenders. Like, there's your friends and family that are going to loan it to you at a way cheaper price. Like,
Yep.
my coworker gave me my first loan at like 8% interest. And
Nice.
I thought it was a shit ton of money. And I was like, damn, bro, 8%, that's a lot of money. But then when you start to get into the game, you're like, oh, that's actually like free money. Like, so that's one type of lender. And then there's
Yep.
other private money lenders that are like very real estate investor specific,
Hmm.
where they'll lend you money, at like 12 to 15% interest.
Yep.
And a lot more lenders who are private are starting to get a little more risk adverse. So like a lot of lenders
Yeah.
that I know are only first position liens.
Yep.
And a lot more people are doing less and less second positions. So like I guess the question would be, for you, who was your first private money lender and how did you find them?
So my first private money lender was, um, let me see here. It was a guy that I brought to a fix and flip that I was currently doing, or I was about to do, excuse me. And I gave him my credibility packet, and I basically gave him my whole plan of this particular property. And he basically was impressed on the fact that I was so well put together and organized that he was like, "Wow, like I have everything that I need that I didn't even ask for." Right? He's like, "Holy crap!" And so ever since that time, I didn't use him for that flip that I was using, but he ended up reaching back out to me maybe about a month later and said, "Hey, I have a project, a flip that I think you might be a good fit for." And lo and behold, it was his it was his rental house that he wanted to sell me. So he sold me his rental house, then lent me money to fix and flip it.
Oh
Right?
shit.
Yeah, he sold me his own house, his own rental house for a discount, and then lent me the money to renovate the property.
Dude, what the hell?
I know it's crazy.
But like for
So
him,
I,
that's actually a good deal.
yeah, because
Because
he
he gets
saw how
cash
well,
and he just lend it to you.
yeah, he saw how well put together I was by just providing a credibility packet. Because not a lot of people like ever think about this and how they present themselves, and like nobody does it. Like he's been lending out for quite some years. He's like, no one's ever done this. So imagine if yeah, if you just come with like a stack of papers, like here's how I'm gonna make you money, and who I am. It's like a no
Which,
brainer.
which is crazy though, because when I first did my credibility packet like many years ago, there was no like AI, so I was just like
Mhm.
scrounging on the internet trying to build this thing on Canva, and like you know me very well, like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not a
yeah.
good Canva user, but
Yeah,
like guys, like you can literally ask ChatGPT, ask Claude, like, hey, I'm a fix and flipper, I'm trying to get my first deal, and I need to make a credibility packet. What should I
yeah,
put in here, right? And you let it spit out whatever information you need. But I like Phil's right, dude. Like the credibility packet like nobody does. Like it
nobody does
takes
it.
15 minutes of time to do it, and all your real estate agents, all your lenders are going
Yep.
to like think of you so much more seriously and professional
Yeah,
just by doing this 15-minute thing. And I think a great story about what you told about credibility and like
yeah,
showing that you're professional is if you go to a bank, right?
yeah,
If you guys didn't know this, banks give line of credits, and a line of credit is not what you think. It's not like it is like a loan, but basically the bank has a set amount of money for you. If you are a
yeah,
business owner and you're making money, they will lend you their personal money to you at a super low interest rate if you are
yep.
deemed low risk. So all these billionaires that have like billions of dollars worth of stocks, they can take a loan out from the bank as a line of credit. And like I think one of these guys, he has a 3% loan at like $3
Yeah,
million, dollars,
it's stupid.
right?
Yeah,
Because the bank, what they look at is the bank's like, this guy is guaranteed 3%. Like, we're going to get that 3% every single month from this guy. And we would rather make that guaranteed 3% than loan like 100,000 at 10%,
yeah,
right? And that's why, like, when you go to a bank, you need to show that you're credible. Like, it's the same thing, even with
yeah.
investors, lenders, whatever the case may be. It's not just like that example, but
And to your point, like go to community banks, local banks that are like credit unions, like community banks. They will be more open to investors that want a line of credit. I get a line of credit from my local community bank for $200,000 at like 5 or 6%. It's like really freaking low.
it's just
But
free
here's a
money.
yeah, it's basically free money. The trade off is that you have to jump through a lot of hoops to get it. That's the trade off. But and the time, how long did they deploy the money to your deal is like a 30 to 40 day process. Versus like a hard money lender can be like, a week. So just that's a trade off. But you
Yeah,
get cheaper money.
but like what's crazy is what you just said. Like they'll loan you 200 grand at 5%, right?
Yeah.
If you were to go buy a fix and flip or buy like a commercial asset, what are your terms on that 5 year? Like, is there like a set amount of time? Like,
Well, I mean, yeah, so every year I got to renew for that credit line. And, but like, you're talking about like commercial loans, like for like commercial
no.
property.
So what I was thinking was like, all right, so if you have a 200K credit line and
Yeah,
you go
yeah.
borrow 100 grand to put down on a commercial asset, the
Oh, I see, I
interest
see.
was like 3 grand a month. Oh, I guess you could
Yeah,
just
yeah.
pay off your loan.
You could pay it off, but the thing is, it's like just an interest payment only situation. So you'll never pay off the loan unless you pay off the loan in full.
In full.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you just refi later.
Yeah. You just got to refinance it basically.
That's pretty
But
crazy though.
the thing is, with that situation, you're gonna have to structure it in a way where the seller takes a carryback, right? You can't have two banks on first
Correct.
lien position unless it's the bank you're borrowing from.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I was just thinking like, like if I had 200
Yeah.
grand in business line of credit, like what would I do with it, right?
Yeah. Put a down payment on a nice building.
Yeah, seriously. And just refinance the building later.
Yeah, like in the next year or so. So you can definitely
Yeah,
do it
that's
that
what I'm
way,
saying.
structure. Yeah, there's so many different ways that you can leverage credit, and not like the average American will know about this. It's like you really have to seek this information out because it's like an arbitrage. Like, how can you arbitrage money in your benefit, in your favor, on whatever you're trying to do? In this particular case, we're talking about fixing and flipping. So, how do you leverage the dollar to benefit your case, your end result? But yeah, that's a good question overall. I mean, like, we haven't really dived deep into that, but it's solid.
Yeah. I think we need to create a new module in school about money because they're like it feels so like common of like in terms of like private
Right.
money because I think that's like the world that we live in now.
Yeah.
But if you were just like beginning or just starting, I remember when I first started, raising money was a lot more difficult for me, and because I just didn't know people. I didn't know people that had money that was willing to invest, and I think what really changed my mind was the first guy who invested with me was one of my coworkers.
Yeah.
He loaned me 30 grand, and I'm like, "Are you sure, dog?" Like, "Are you sure?" So it's pretty crazy once people start knowing what you do, and who would actually like trust you with their money. Now don't borrow money and lose it, but you'd be
Yeah, for
surprised how
sure.
many people are available.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have money sitting in their 401ks or Roth IRAs, and they're not just doing anything with it. They're just investing in stock market, and maybe they don't have control over it. So yeah, it's
Hey man,
interesting.
if you loan me money, you still don't have control over it.
Yeah, it's true.
but but at least like
It's
what
true.
people say is at least if something goes bad, and if the paperwork and all that stuff was done correctly, they would for $30,000 that they loaned, they could take the property over.
Hmm.
And if you've done your due diligence, that deal is well worth over the 30 grand that they bought like loaned.
Yeah, yeah. But that's a good question overall. I mean, yeah, doing a fix and flip without money. I mean, I've done it before many, many times, but like as an experienced operator, but not as a newer operator. I leveraged my own money because I just didn't feel right borrowing other people's money because I just wasn't fully experienced as I am now. So it just takes time, guys. It just takes a lot of time. Not a lot of time. It
Yeah.
can take like a year at least.
And honestly,
Yeah.
just doing like here's the thing with flipping is, it took me a year before I pulled the trigger on buying my first one. Like
Oh yeah.
I still remember like when I did it, it was like Thanksgiving weekend and I saw this house in Kentucky, and I listened to podcasts, watched YouTube videos, like did all the courses and all that stuff, and I would have never taken action unless I was like, you know what, F it. Because when I
Yeah.
went through that first deal, even though it wasn't like that profitable, it was actually like, if you really think about it, I made $2,000 in 6 months.
Yeah. That's
And,
horrible.
but the experience, dude, like
Yeah.
I learned so much stuff. I didn't lose my ass on it, but it was you learn like 10 times more information just like trying to do it. You know what I mean?
I agree. Like my first one was a fucking crispy house that's burned tonight, made no money in 1 year. So
It was,
I learned a lot from it for
wait, you
sure.
did a firehouse as your first
I
one?
did first one, yeah, my firehouse. I did like a fire damage house, no roof to the studs. Everything was wrong with it.
For your
Floor
first one?
joists, yeah, floor joist was in the dirt. Had to dig a new crawl space out. So that was built in 1900s.
Did you lose
So
money on it or?
I broke even. The market
Oh,
saved me.
that's actually a huge win though.
It's a huge win because I learned so much from it. I was able to pay back, what I owed to Lima One. Thank you so much for believing me. Again, shout out. And then, yeah, it just turned out to be really, really well. And even though I even downsized it, I was at a 3, 2, 2.5. Sorry, 3, 2.5, and I had to go down to a 2, 2.5 because I didn't have enough money to build out the third bedroom.
Oh,
And then I still broke even. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you.
oh, so you got bailed, bro.
I got bailed by the market, dude.
Oh, was it like just during like 2021? We're just
It
like shit was just popping
was
off.
no, it was 2018.
Oh shit,
No, no, yeah, 2018, 2019, yeah.
dude, you've been doing real estate for a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute, yeah. Yeah.
No
I,
wonder
I
you're so
still,
stressed, dude. All the flipping.
yeah, that's a little easier, you know. It's a little easier now. Yeah, it's been a
Well,
minute though.
well, like what type of houses you want to buy though.
Yeah, all day, every day. You see the patterns over time, like anything you do in life, right? You see the mistakes, you see like, okay, I could have done better this way. I need to buy these kinds of houses and these kinds of neighborhoods. And like that's all I'm focusing on with these kinds of spreads. And that's basically how math works.
Yeah,
So yeah.
I'll tell you guys, do not buy those. I mean, I would be careful with this advice, but like, don't buy those beat up full gut renos for your first one. Like,
Yeah, don't
Do
do it.
yourself a favor. Try to find a cosmetic deal or lipstick on a pig and throw $30,000 into it, and you're gonna be a lot safer. Like those massive fix and flip properties, like not just take a lot of time and money, but like, dude, there's permitting,
Yep.
there's regulations and coding rules that
Mhm.
you have to do. Like
Yeah.
fire damage properties, like you have to know what you're doing because you have to
Yeah.
like recertify the house. Like, trust
Yeah.
me, we're me and him are both saying this because we learned
Yeah.
at the wrong time. Like when we borrowed 300 grand, it's a 12% interest loan.
Oh my gosh.
I see the bill every single month and I'm like, fuck
Yeah.
me, right? Like
Yeah.
now, like I have $1,000 payment coming and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm nowhere near finishing this deal. So,
Yeah, dude.
oh
It's
my
that's a good
God.
way to put it. Yeah, stick with even the easiest ones you can, like even clean outs. Those are the quick hit ones. Like you just clean the house out, and you just put it back
Realist.
in the market. As long as you have
Yeah,
a good like
bro.
spread, like you can make your quick payday and then walk away and then learn some stuff on the
Dude, when I
process.
first did a hotel, I was like, wait, you're saying that all I need to do is repaint this shit and like get it cleaner? Now, granted, the basement, I didn't go down to the
Yeah.
basement. I don't know why, but when I went to, this is when I used to go to like in-house appointments and
Yeah.
I got sold on this. Like, I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy this myself and wholesale it. And
Uh-huh.
we made about 17 grand in like 40 days, which is pretty good.
Nice. Not
And,
bad.
but the thing is, when I went to the basement after I bought it, his dog. Okay. Oh, I remember now. It he didn't. His dog didn't do this yet. So the basement was
Oh.
clean at the time because I had an inspector go in. And when I came back after I bought it, his dog stayed in the basement, and his dog shit all over the basement. Like
Oh
his
Jesus.
dog shit was like literally all over. It was a nice basement too,
Oh my
and
gosh.
yo, it was
Mm.
horrible. Like it cost me so much money just to like clean it, like
Clean it. Yep.
wash it. We had to get like special guys to come in to like wash the floors off.
Was it carpet? What was it?
It was uh, it was like cement. It was like cement flooring.
Oh, it's stained the cement.
But yeah, but the poop and the pee, like so in the
Ah.
washing room, like where the washing machine and the dryer was, like that
Yeah.
was carpet and it was just soaked in dog piss.
Oh, that's so
And
gross.
and he's a
Jesus.
nice guy too. I was like, bro, Ray. His name is Ray. So like, if you're watching my stuff, dude, still love you, bro. But like, what the fuck, dude? Like, why'd you let your dog pee all over the place and shit all over the floor? I think he just didn't care anymore. He was like,
Yeah.
he was going through foreclosure, and he just like was like, you know what? Someone's buying my house. Fuck it, I'm out.
Let it go.
Yeah, dude, that was crazy. It's like, fuck, dude. When I walked down, there was just shit everywhere.
That's rough, bro. That's so
This
rough.
should be an Instagram reel.
Yeah.
Like,
Just
yo,
shit all over the
there's
way.
shit all over the place, dude. So you just never know what you're gonna get, bro.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
never a
and
dull moment.
it was a shingles house too, like outside.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I will never buy a house with shingles ever again.
Is it the asbestos?
No, it's just like the because like how like shingles they when they get old they start to like
Oh,
peel and
brittle.
putter.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
like but then like I was actually gonna replace it once my contractor looked at it, but then she was like, "Oh, that's gonna cost you like 15 grand," and I'm like, "Oh fuck."
Just paint
Leave
it.
it. Yeah. No, that's what she did. She
Oh,
painted
just paint.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So she
just paint it. Yeah.
repainted it. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So shingles are crazy too. So yeah, I learned a lot. Oh no, they're called shakers or whatever.
Oh, the shakers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
like
So
they're like this, right?
the
Yeah,
external.
yeah,
There's vinyl
yeah.
planning, wood,
Yep.
brick. It was like those weird.
Yep.
What are they
Plates.
called? Shakers.
I don't think they're called shakers. I think they're called. Um, I forget what they're called, but I know what you're talking about. I'm gonna Google it now.
Homes.
Siding type that are shingles.
They're called. They look like wood shingles. Shingles.
They're shingles, right? Yeah.
Yep, yep. Fuck shingles, dude. Cool. But yeah,
Oh my
all right.
god.
No, cool. No, appreciate you guys hanging out with us. I think it's
It's time.
6:36. Yeah,
Yep. It's
appreciate
time,
you
guys.
guys. We'll see you
See
guys
it.
next Tuesday.
Peace.